All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome to the show. We're going to do a quick Forsage overview and just run through the basics of how the platform works, what you guys can expect, and we will also do a quick Q&A at the end for all of those who are curious about what's on your mind, questions that you may have, or even any insights that you may have to offer as well. So let's go ahead and kick it off again. My name is Tomik Plummer, and I will be your host for this Zoom presentation. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into it, ladies and gents. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead and get started. So Forsage, it is the first ever 100% decentralized true matrix. And we are very, very glad that it has come along and offered the graces of financial freedom that it has. And it already has most definitely worked very well for many, many, many members and many more to come. So let's go ahead and get into what it's all about. And decentralization is the first thing at hand here. So what does decentralized mean? What are the advantages and what are the benefits? Decentralized marketing was created with an automated contract that offers you maximum stability, or rather maximum security and stability. A smart contract is an automatic execution algorithm. It exists within the Ethereum blockchain, the #1 cryptographic currency among those with which smart contracts can be created. Smart contracts, like cryptocurrencies, are decentralized. They worked strictly according to the underlying program without the possibility of subsequently changing the defined executions. The code, which contains all the logic of the contract, is placed on the blockchain. And all calculations are provided by millions of computers around the world. Okay, so this ensures that there's no risk of hacking into the contract or stopping the project in any way. All right, so, and with a little asterisk here, that blockchain is an immutable record of transactions and information, which is cryptographically protected from any subsequent manipulation, again, using millions of computers independently across the whole entire world. So let's go on and talk about how does Forsage work? How does Forsage Matrix marketing work? All right, so there are two sides of the Forsage program. You do have Forsage X3 and Forsage X4, which could be called an active and a passive side, or actively referring referrals, or a team build, which on the X4, you have a combination of factors at play to where the entire team of people below you and above you are placing people in the matrix. Now, on X3, we've got one line or one row. In fact, I'll just go ahead and read through, but there are no deadlines or expiration dates of these slots. There's a limited number of positions and an unlimited number of reinvest. The matrix and the referral links that we have are tied to the person who invited you. And you're always following your superior partner to each of the activated income slots. So in Forsage 3, I'll explain it before, there's one row and 3 positions in that row, all right? And on X4, there's gonna be 2 rows and 2 positions on the first line and 4 positions on the second line, all right? And so when you register in Forsage, you are entering in simultaneously, all right? So this is how we all come in and we all activate when we start the program at the same time. So of course, it isn't just one program. You're effectively going into two programs at the same time. All right, so let's talk about these slots, or what could be called income slots. In each of the 2 programs, Forsage X3 and Forsage X4, there are going to be 12 income slots and 24 total. So you can think of it as 24 running income slots if you are at that point and you get all the way through to the 12th slot on each in each program. So each subsequent slot is 2 times more expensive than the previous one. So if we look at income slot 1, you can see that income slot 2 is double the amount of Ethereum, right? So again, keep in mind that this is built on the Ethereum network or the Ethereum blockchain. And of course, we are using Ethereum here. Most of us already know that, but for those of you who do not already know that, again, as we move up through each of the income slots, each one is double what the previous income slot was. All right, so and accordingly, both income and profits you're earning, they're also twice as high as we move up through each income slot, right? So every time that we're bringing a person to fill a position, you're getting paid that 0.025 Ethereum for each slot. And of course, on the last slot, it is a reinvest, which we'll talk about here in a second. Now, so how many of these slots can be activated immediately? Well, each one of them can be, if you'd like to. All right, now it isn't required. The only thing that's required of you is to pay the initial 0.05, which is divided into, income slot, or rather it goes into the first income slot of X3, and also the other 0.025 goes into the first income slot of Forsage 4. All right, so remember, there are no, and of course, again, I did point out here that yes, you could activate all of the income slots if you do, choose to do that. You can come in if you're in a position to open up all of the income slots on the X3 and on the X4. You can do that, but you do need to do it chronologically. All right, so we'll talk about that here shortly. And so remember, there are no expiration dates on these income slots, so you don't have to be afraid of them burning out, so to speak. All right, the recycle, as this contract is known, it is an automated cycler. Okay, so on X3 and on X4, they do move simultaneously, as I explained before. So it's bringing in revenue at the same time, right? You might get a payment from X3, and then in turn, 2 minutes later, get another payment from X4, and so on continuously. All right, so let's move on to the registration and explain again what I really already kind of brushed on. But when you come into the program, the first slot of each program costs 0.025 Ethereum. All right, so keep in mind that that is happening together, right? So when you do come in, that 0.05 is going to pay for, as I said before, 0.025 on the Forsage X3 and another 0.025 on the Forsage X4, okay? Accordingly, or rather, you purchase all of the further income slots individually and separately, okay? So there sometimes is confusion as to thinking that you can spend, let's say 0.05 for income slot 2. It will only open up the particular program that you're in. So if it's X3 that you're opening up, you can use that. Individually, it will open up for X3, and individually it would open up for X4. So I'll show a graph of that here in a second, or a diagram, so people understand. And again, as I said before, you do have to buy in chronological order. All right, so for example, it's impossible to buy the third slot without first purchasing the second slot, and so on all the way through up to the 12 income slots. So let's talk about Forsage X3 and how exactly it plays out in terms of the payments and the order of things. So all places and positions under the slots of Forsage X3 are your personally referred partners. So when you invite partners, they take positions underneath you. The distribution of the payments when filling out the matrix occurs automatically as follows. So as you can see here, the wallets, you can think of this first slot as your wallet, right? So you do have an Ethereum wallet using MetaMask, or even on mobile with Trust Wallet. You will have a wallet that's always tied to your member ID, okay? So when your first payment comes in, your first referral partner takes the first position underneath you, and 100% of that payment will go to your Ethereum wallet. All right, so this is what happens there. And again, keep in mind, this would be an X3 example. The second payment is very much the same. Second payment, partner takes place underneath you, and instantaneously. Keep in mind too as well that your payments are instantaneous. As soon as the payment, as soon as the transaction and the payment clears and gets confirmed multiple times on Etherscan, you then instantly receive the payment. There's no having to manually withdraw the payment or anything like that many people are already used to, where you may have joined a platform that they only pay out on a certain day or at a certain time of day. And so in this case, the payments are instantaneous as soon as they clear on Etherscan. So, and the third circle is really where all the magic happens, where this reoccurring payment, perpetual income comes into place. So accordingly, the third partner takes the place or takes the third position below you, and you do receive 100% of the income, but in the form of a reinvest or a reactivation of that particular income slot. So again, when this third payment comes in, for example, if this was 0.025, then what would happen is, again, that payment is going to go up to whichever open slot of your superior it falls into, and this will reactivate your income slot of, again, for example, if this were 0.025, these circles would open up again, and accordingly, the next referrals that you get in, let's say that's the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth person, and the cycle continues over and over and over and over again. All right. And I'll read here, the reinvest opens the same income slot for you again, and you continue to receive payments from it. Upon reactivating the slot, you'll take the next free spot, like I already said, in your superior partner's matching income slot. Accordingly, 100% of that reinvestment cost will be transferred instantly to your superior partner. Okay? All right, so moving on, let's talk about Forsage X4. And very similar to the way X3 works, but again, keep in mind, there are two separate rows. All right, so again, which has 6 positions. And we'll go ahead and read through that. But in parallel, Forsage X4 program works also for you. Here, there's an overflow system organized from above and from below. So we're building a team together. All right, so you can think of it as your team building, as I said before, where the entire team is adding and helping out their partners. And again, there is a randomness to this, and there isn't a specific regularity to it. So we do want to make sure that partners understand, because some people are misled into the program thinking that, okay, I'll just sign up for Forsage and I'll just sit back on the sides and just make all this passive income. Again, keep in mind that the passive income from Forsage, from Forsage X4, is a byproduct of joining and opening those income slots at whatever level you decide to open them to. So keep in mind that this isn't something that you want to get in the mentality of depending on. It is a byproduct of your team, and depending on how active your team is, or rather how inactive your team might be, will determine the spillover that comes from it. So, but let's go ahead and read through. So partners who fill up positions 1 and 2 here subsequently take places in the second row of your superior partner. 100% of the payment is instantly goes to the wallet of that higher partner. Now again, here, this is where we are going to, perhaps you, then on the second line, you now are in a position to receive income on your second row. Again, 100% from 4 different partners, all right? And of these 4, 3 of the payments also instantly go into your Ethereum wallet, okay? So that's that's a payment here on the 3rd position, a payment on the 4th position, which it sometimes does hop over here. I have seen different orders in which the positions are filled, but typically it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, over to the right side 4, back to the left side 5, and then these are payments that are that on the 6th payment, that sixth payment, like on X3, it's the final payment that reactivates that income slot for you. Okay, so that payment will go up to a superior partner, depending on whether or not they've opened that income slot. And this is how it also works with upgrading as well. Okay, but let me go ahead and finish out here with the last, as I will finish reading through. But the last payout is the reactivation position. It also makes a reinvest payment, buying you the same income slot again. 100%, as I said, of that payment it's transferred to the higher partner. And again, the beauty of this, it just goes over and over and over and over again each time these positions are filled all the way through to the sixth position. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the reinvest. So again, the reinvest is the reopening or the repurchasing of the income slot at that current level. Reinvestments open the same slot for you again, and you continue to receive income from it. All right, so as we know, a payment comes in here, payment comes in there. Those payments come in, and you can either hang on to them or use them. These two payments together would be the exact amount that it takes to upgrade to the next level. And of course, the third position, or if it's a sixth position on X4, that's going to reactivate, and it's an auto reinvest. Okay, so there is no need to manually reinvest. Okay, the reinvestment happens automatically via the function of the smart contract. And as the reinvest occurs, you reoccupy the position or the open position in the slot of your higher partner, and then a brand new set of slots opens up, or rather of positions opens up in that income slot for you, and the whole process starts over again. Okay, 100% of the reinvestment payment does again go to the Ethereum wallet, as we explained before, of your superior partner. And similarly, your referral partners will also have reinvestments, and you too, just like payments go up to your superior partner, referrals or your downline will then continue this process along for you as you receive reinvestment payments. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the upgrading and how it plays out and how it works. So again, upgrading, this is the opening or the purchase of the next income slot at a higher level, okay? And it's done just one time. All right, so again, if you go from 8 to 9, for example, once you make this payment and you click on the basket, which actually reads buy across the side of the basket now, when you click on that, and it will bounce up and kind of it pops up once you hover your mouse on top of it. And again, you only have to do this one time. All right, so once that happens, you then are in a new income bracket, so to speak, that will continue working always, just like the other previous income slots do. So let's see, and again, the payment will go to your superior partner. It's as if you're buying a license for that next income position. So you can think of it as you are then, taking on that next income slot yourself, which allows you to then, as well be paid from referrals or from, typically from your referrals. Only from your own referrals will they buy up that next income slot, provided that they have opened up. Now keep in mind that it does work out, which we'll read here in a little bit more detail, but your upline, rather, if they do not invest, or rather if they do not upgrade, you can then overtake them. Let me go ahead and read through, but anyways, let's first talk about that there is enough income within each slot to reinvest and reactivate the slot of the same level, as well as to buy the next income slot to upgrade. Okay, so again, like I said, I think I did already mention before that these two payments would actually be enough to upgrade to the next income slot, and that works for each income slot in succession. And then, of course, the final is enough to reactivate. And it's up to you. Again, you can decide whether or not to go to the next income slot. That doesn't happen automatically. Okay, only the reinvest happens automatically once we fill that last position. But remember, a caveat: a reinvestment of the same slot occurs automatically. But if the next level income slot is not opened after a second round of once your income slot has cycled through 2 times, okay, after that last reinvestment, if you haven't upgraded, all of the payments will be redirected to a higher partner. So for example, once you cycle through 2 times on that last reinvestment, if you haven't upgraded, basically this will go into a bit of a a pause, we can call it, for that income slot. And so all of the subsequent partners that come in or filling in of these circles here will go in, well, they'll go up to your superior. So it's definitely recommended that most likely, most people should go ahead and or rather to upgrade when they have enough that comes in on your first 2 cycles, or on the last, or rather on your first 2. And on X4, you can do it like with maybe the last 2 payments that come in before the recycle. And so, yeah, when you buy the necessary income, well, and this, because this question does come up. So when you buy the necessary next income level, then at the reinvest, your referral partners will again take place, as before. So everything will work as it had before, but of course you do need to move up into the next upgrade position, and then everything will move accordingly as it had before. All right, so let's talk about lost payments. You can see this icon here in red with the white minus sign. Now, if you have a downline, for example, if you have a referral, what this means is when you see this, and you can see this in your statistics, it's a payment left to a higher partner due to the lack of an upgrade to the more expensive slot, all right? And then you may sometimes see a gift box with a bow, and this means that this is a payment received by yourself, or received to you at the expense of the lost profit of a lower partner, okay? So again, when we look at statistics, and we'll do that here in a second, you can see that a lot of, well, in some cases, some people have missed a lot of payments, and occasionally you will see these gift boxes as well too. So we'll show some examples of that so you all have a very clear understanding. And let's look at the, I guess you'd call this a mini, or a legend of the different colored circles, or the different types of partners. So you do have a personal partner, right? Someone that you've referred in yourself. An overflow partner, someone who's personally invited, or a personally invited partner of your superior. And the next blue colored circle is overflow from below, a personally invited partner of your downline. And then this purple, which is a partner who has overtaken his superior. So anyways, as I said before, you can overtake your superior partner by opening up slots which they have not yet done, okay, which they have not yet reached. So in this case, you move up to his superior partner, and then the income from there that you are making on that slot would go to that superior partner.
Let me use it right there.
Hang on, mute that mic. All right, so anyways, though, and then, so how it works, if that superior partner hasn't opened up the slot and it's not available, then in the same way, you overtake 2 superior partners until the system finds a partner who is already activated the according income slot at that level that you've upgraded to. Now, but as referral links return the partners together, or rather, but as always, a referral link will return the partners back together, so that you will be linked with your superior partner again once they have attained that particular income level, okay? Or once they've upgraded to that income level that you overtook them on. So let's continue on. I'm going to give some examples of, well, kind of where we're at right now with real, let's say real-time values. This is actually a little bit outdated. I think that Ethereum has moved up a little bit. So maybe this could be closer to $4.50. This would be something, more like $9 or something like that. So again, remember, on X3, okay, and on X4, for each of the payment positions that you see below your income slot, this is how much you're receiving. 0.025 is roughly $4. 0.05 is roughly $8, and so on as we move on down through to the 12th income slot. Now, of course, a lot of people, most people are coming in and just starting off with the, if we have someone who registers with the program and they open up the first income slot on X3 and on X4, well, keep in mind that you're limiting yourself from these other payments if you don't upgrade. All right, and we'll talk about the recommended upgrade level to go to, but you have to realize that once you start getting up into these higher levels, these payments of, for example, 0.8 Ethereum, all right, so that's each one of those payments are roughly $128, actually even more than that right now, okay, and it starts getting pretty serious once you start getting to the, well, 7th, 8th, 9th, and so on, that you're receiving. Each one of the payments that you're receiving is roughly, well, again, at 1.6, it's around $260 something or more at this point. And Ethereum is very undervalued. This is the point that I try to stress to people who are coming into this, and they think that even the 0.05 Ethereum registration fee is too much. Okay, well, keep in mind that Ethereum has seen an all-time high of around $1,800 or more per Ethereum, right? So we are at 1/10 of that right now. So what might normally cost you $8 to come in, it'll be $80 just to register, okay, if we get back up to those all-time highs. So keep in mind how important that is when introducing someone to the program and explaining to them that you can get in and start this business. We could call this a marketing business, right? Where someone has to essentially buy a income stream license, and that business only costs them roughly, or it's less than $10, okay? Even for myself, when I came into the program, I think it was around $13 or $14 at the level that Ethereum was about a month and 2 weeks ago, something like that. So the market is very volatile, okay? But at the same time, it can jump at any moment. We might shoot up to $300 for 1 Ethereum next week. It could easily happen, all right? So, keep in mind that, also this is an opportunity while things are as low as they are to consider upgrading if you've been on the fence about upgrading, because it's going to cost you much more if you want to upgrade. Now, of course, yes, you can wait. If you're working hard enough to bring referrals in, let's say, for example, on X3, then you really can just wait until you use profits to upgrade. But of course, if you're able to come out of pocket sooner and upgrade, then, well, you drastically increase your chances of receiving, let's say, spillover on X4 if you've upgraded to higher levels. And in general, you're in a position to get your earnings much faster. You're in a position to get a much higher rate of speed at which the system works. Okay, so again, just wanted to give some real-time examples of the income that you'd be making. Now, of course, Ethereum, a lot of people ask, like, how do I convert Ethereum into my local currency? Well, we'll talk about that during the Q&A and get through or give some of the examples of different outlets, but it varies. Some countries have outlets that you can convert your Ethereum into your local currency versus other countries that may not have the same type of outlets. So again, this recommended start option. So when you come into the program, again, everyone comes in with a 0.05 Ethereum, which does open up income slot 1 on X3 and on X4. Now, of course, if you're in a position to upgrade, then you might want to go ahead and do that, no doubt about it, in terms of upgrading early, as I already mentioned. Because for one, let's say on X4, for example, with the team that's around you, that you're surrounded by from above and from below, the spillover, you're only going to receive spillover on the income slots that you have open. Okay, so I liken this to the game Pachinko, which some people already know, but it's where you have a series of balls that are dropping down. And those balls, as they drop down, well, they fall into various slots, right? That in the game of Pachinko anyways, depending on if you can actually get the balls to fall on the farthest outside slots, I think you earn the most. But in this case, by having the slots open all the way through, you're in a better chance of those balls, and we can call them just referrals or partners who are falling through from below as well. Keep that in mind. It's not just coming from the top, but it is coming from the bottom. But you find yourself in a better position to receive spillover the more of these slots that you have open, right? So again, considering if you only had income slot 1 or 2 open, if things are falling through and they're coming up from below, you are only going to be in a position to receive spillover in these income slots here, right? As opposed to, let's say you opened up income slots all the way through to 7 or even perhaps 8, okay? Depending on what your comfort level is, you are in a better position to receive spillover because obviously there are more people, or rather fewer people, who are opening up their income slots, and you position yourself better to receive that spillover. Now going up to the X3, now if you feel as though you can get the word out, if you feel like you can share this with people, you are also putting yourself into a better position to receive, right, as your team grows, right? And as the team grows below you, you then are in a position to receive those reinvestments from people who have to reinvest. They have to come up and pay again for their recycling or for their reactivation. And likewise, which happens all the time, people get overtaken, as we already explained. If you get overtaken, you completely miss out on payments, right? So for example, I missed out on 2 payments just a few days ago because I hadn't yet upgraded to level 7, all right? So 2 payments that my downline's referrals actually sent payments in to upgrade to this level, and both myself and my direct referral had not yet opened up this position. And so we missed 2 payments that came through from 2 separate referrals. So that's just something to keep in mind. And again, the recommended is to go 3 and 3, but if you can't do 3 and 3, then go ahead and go up as high on X4 as you're comfortable doing, okay? So that about wraps it up with how the system works. Forsage fast, or the fast and furious income is what Forsage means, okay? So for those of you guys who are curious what Forsage means, I believe it is a Russian phrase for fast and furious. And fast and furious income is what we are doing here. All right, so let's talk a little bit. Well, this concludes the overview. We are going to go ahead and get into the Trust Wallet and the MetaMask wallet. I'll explain a little bit about that so people understand how that works. And then we'll have our Q&A. All right, so let me go ahead and close out of here. Bring up and I'm not sure if the website is still down. We were having some technical works going on, so it's up. There you go. Bada boom, bada bing. So this is actually my own account here. And yeah, we can go through and show some examples. And again, this is another thing too to keep in mind. All right, now the contract with which this system has been created, let's come on over there and look at it. All right, so this is Etherscan. This is, again, the kind of book and where the pages, they can't be burned. They're always going to be available. They're always, anyone with a computer has access to viewing any transactions, any of the data that's here available. So, and all of the data is available. Everything that happens, the contract itself, for people who know how to read code, you can go and look at the contract yourself as well. But here's something to just take a quick glance at, because a lot of people, are not going to understand how a smart contract works. So not to go into too much technical detail, but everyone understands what a balance is, and everyone understands Ether, what Ethereum value is. All right, so you can see that it's 0 and 0. What that means is there isn't any Ethereum in this contract. There never will be. Never has been, because again, the way that this contract is designed, the way that it functions, the way that it executes the distribution of payments, it doesn't ever take in payments. Okay, so there's not been one record of a payment that goes into the contract itself. Okay, the contract, as it's been designed, it only executes, again, the payments and distributes accordingly. So I'll leave it at that as far as the actual contract. And again, let me show, I was going to show some examples of, actually I do have, I don't think I'm showing too much of their business here, but I do have a example of someone who had missed some payments, and they're pretty significant amounts of Ethereum that were missed. Okay, so as you can see here, as I said before, you've got these red colored icons that have a minus sign. What that means, again, is that this particular person, who's actually done very well outside of these missed payments, but of course, because they hadn't yet upgraded, right, to these levels at the time, they missed various 0.4 Ethereum, 0.8 Ethereum, 1.6, okay, that's like $260 just like that. 3.2, that's roughly 500 and something dollars, okay? And these payments are just missed and missed. And so again, as this particular partner here upgraded, unfortunately, their upline missed out on all these payments, okay? And then as well, this person's upline won't be receiving any of the payments, okay, that come in for this, well, when this person, for example, recycle or reinvest, their upline won't be receiving, their direct upline won't be receiving any of the payments. So it's just something to keep in mind, that you do not want to take it lightly with respect to not upgrading. You never know who you bring into the system that's going to take this very seriously, and then therefore you have missed out on a life-changing amount of income. Okay, so keep that in mind, something to take, like I said, quite serious with respect to upgrading. Now let me show the MetaMask. So for most people who are on this call, you probably already know about it, but just to be sure that it's clear for you to articulate to other people who you might want to share this with, you do need a MetaMask Ethereum wallet. Okay, so this is an ERC20, which means essentially the Ethereum blockchain based wallet. All right, now what you need to do is simply click on download. It's very simple. And there are a variety of videos to show you exactly, because I'm not going to go into a video now, but it is available for a variety of browsers, for the Chrome browser, which I'm using, Firefox browser, and Brave browser. All right, you can actually mine, I think, is it BAT coin on the Brave browser? So, you know, when you do that, let me click on this one just to show what the process is when you go to the store, so the Chrome web store, and it will say install right here in the blue. Of course, when you click onto that, you install it onto your Chrome browser. Boom, you set yourself up your Ethereum wallet. Let me go ahead and click. Hang on here, move this. But once you install it, it will appear here in your browser, and you can see there, this is my wallet that I have connected, that 5346 account, and there you go. All right, so and of course you can create multiple wallets. You just come here, open it up, or rather, hang on. You click there, and then you can create an additional wallet if you need to. All right, and it's very simple to do. But another point to make: be sure, people, to take it serious about your 12-word seed phrase, or rather your 12-word password phrase, whatever you want to call it. That's something that a lot of people, they don't take it quite seriously, and then something may accidentally happen to their computer, or even in the case with your phone, with a trust wallet. If you lose access, or if you lose those keys, and something goes wrong, you will forever have lost access to your wallet. Okay, you can't. There's no. And also be sure that you never ever give out your 12-word phrase to anyone. Okay, not unless you are going to send your Ethereum wallet as an inheritance or something like that. You're going to pass it on to loved ones. You never give away, because a lot of people have, in recent times, I mean, it's happening all the time with people. There being what's called phishers that will ask you for they'll pretend to be, let's say, a trust wallet admin or support, and then you say, oh, okay, yeah, I'll give you my 12-word key phrase. Don't do it. Don't ever do it. All right. Stay safe and be wise. Okay, you have been warned. It has happened, and it does happen, unfortunately, all too often. So let's talk about the Trust Wallet. Now, this is the mobile version. Now MetaMask and Trust Wallet are not related, or they're not affiliated with each other. So keep in mind that Trust Wallet, it is a separate company from MetaMask. But again, it is a well-known, well-established, very reputable wallet. And again, this is what you need to interact with the smart contract. Just like MetaMask, you have to use these applications to interact with the contract. You may have someone in your downline or a referral who just argues with you that they want to keep the Ethereum wallet that they have. If it doesn't interact with the contract, they're not going to be able to join the program. Okay, so it's, again, very simple wallet. You go ahead and download it onto either an iPhone or your Android device. And I don't have it, I can't show you that here on Zoom, but it looks as you see it here. Okay, and it actually, this is a good shot because you can see the icons that you would need to use. If you click here, this is where the browser is. This is the settings button. If you were to click on that, you can find your separate wallets if you scroll to the top, and then move about accordingly using that. And I do have both Trust Wallet and MetaMask. And keep in mind that you can import and rather export your keys over to, for example, from Trust Wallet over to MetaMask, or MetaMask over to Trust Wallet. All right, so if you guys need more information about how to do that, we can get the information to you. And I think that pretty much covers it. Let's see the current value of the Ethereum right now. It's always in flux. It's gone down from there just a little bit. And I think that pretty much sums it up. So let's go ahead and open up the Q&A for people who want to ask questions, or if you have something that you wanted to offer, some insight on top of what I've already explained. So, John, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
And so have you been watching? Are there any questions that are...
Jaquita has raised her hand, or his hand.
And
shall I unmute?
Yeah, go ahead and unmute them if they do want to say something.
Jaquita, you can ask a question.
Okay, great. Yes, I had a question about the upgrade when you were talking about the missed payments. They're not missed payments forever. If the person then comes and upgrades later, will they get those payments from that point on?
Yeah, you won't get missed payments, but you then will catch up again in terms of you will be then connected to the, let's say your downline, if they've overtaken you, or if they've upgraded to that next income slot before you have, then you will then be as it normally is, right? So any reinvest that they make and so forth. And of course, if you decide to upgrade again before they do, then of course, they would have to pay you for that next income slot, if that answers your question.
Okay, great. I thought that was the way. I just wanted to be clarified.
Yeah,
Thank
sure,
you.
sure. All right, anyone else? Go ahead and raise your hand, and then we'll unmute your mic if you want to ask the question verbally. If you aren't comfortable speaking, on the mic, no problem.
There's a Dr. Amaka with a question.
All right, let's go ahead.
Thank you. Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good evening. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. It's been a wonderful presentation. It's actually my first time plugging in from Nigeria. The question I actually wanted to ask has just been treated, concerning the upgrades. If you miss an upgrade and you buy that next level, will you still miss the upgrade from your downline? But you just answered it. Thank you very much. Yeah,
no problem. You're welcome. Glad that I could offer some insight on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Jonas Ferreira has a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jonas, you can ask. No response.
No worries, no worries.
Jonas Ferreira, are you there? This audio is not working.
All right,
Okay,
when
there's
you
a
ask
lady
the question,
called,
just ask in your chat box, and we'll answer.
there's a lady called Grace. You don't have a microphone active, so you won't be able to ask a question. Somebody asked on the chat box, I have a question. Could you kindly explain the withdrawal of the profits? Kindly please take us through that.
Okay,
Nakla.
So the withdrawals, the way that it works, again, it is instantaneous into your Ethereum wallet. So whether you have that MetaMask and or Trust wallet, the payments instantly go once they are confirmed on the blockchain, which may take, anywhere from 10 seconds to maybe a minute or 2 minutes. It's relatively quick. Now, the Ethereum network is sometimes what they call congested, and it may take a little bit longer, but typically you're in the range of, like I said, 10 seconds up to a minute or two. All right, and if that answers your question, in terms of withdrawing the profits, that's something that, again, as far as how do I get the money into fiat, this is something that there are a variety of ways to do that. But effectively, Google some debit cards. You can find, I think that in at least the United States, I know that there's Block Card. There's also Revolt, which is in Europe. Again, you have to check within your country what's the best way to be able to get that into fiat. Now, of course, some people also have the ability to link their bank account to, let's say, Coinbase, which I personally do. And that's been a way to be able to effectively, what I do is I send money from my MetaMask wallet into an Ethereum wallet on Coinbase. And then from there, you can convert or rather sell your Ethereum, because Coinbase is an exchange, okay? And then from there, you can effectively have that money transferred directly into your bank account to then use as you normally would with a Visa. All right, and who's next out there?
We got a Walter from New York. He's got a question. I'm muting.
Okay.
Walter, go ahead. Can't unmute his microphone. Okay, hang on. Okay, Walter, go ahead.
Yes, I'm very, very excited to do this business, and I love cycles, and I never work with one by three. That's really incredible. It's 100% of all the guys you jump in your link, right? It's 100%. That's amazing. I love that. And I have only one question. If the system, the owner of the system, planning to give us the option in the future, maybe to upgrade automatically. That's maybe that's a very good thing. If you have
that's a great question. I don't personally know. I don't think that the function of the contract allows for that, but I could be wrong. It may be an add-on to some degree that they are able to activate something like that, but I can't speak on that. I think Lado, he might be here in attendance, or a couple of other developers.
That's a great idea, right? If it's possible.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, again, automatic upgrades would allow for.
Any questions? I didn't hear.
Oh,
Sorry.
Lado, there he is. There he is. What's up, man? How you doing?
Lado, the question was if it's possible to have an automatic upgrade on the Forsage system.
No, because it is, you must do it yourself, because if we will make it automatically, then we must take your money, because we need 2 payments for next level, for next slot. You understand?
Right, so money would have to be held, yes.
It will be not decentralized, it will be centralized, because we need to collect money, collect Ethereum.
Yeah, no, that's a very honest, and it makes a lot of sense as to, well, again, keeping the decentralization of this, which is the core. I think people have to make sure they understand, you know, how awesome of an answer that actually was. That, you know, even the developer is stating that, you know, we don't want to do that because then it creates another, well, a factor of centralization that this whole thing is based on not being. We don't want to take any, they don't want to take any money in. So yeah, but that's a great question. It's just something that, yeah, I think that it doesn't really work for what we're trying to do here. So, but it's easy to do. It only takes a second to upgrade. You click, slide that mouse right on top of your basket and boom, you're ready to go.
Right, next question.
Thank you very much.
Amish has a question. I'm muting. Amish, go ahead. Emresh.
Okay, hello everyone.
Hey, how's it going? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, and I'm from India, and we are having a very good team over here.
Awesome, awesome.
Hello.
Yeah, did you have a question though?
Yeah, I have one question. Like, I want to understand, like, on what condition my spill will go to my downline team? Like, how it happens? Like, spill will go to the downline.
John, I'll let you take this one because you're, or Lotto, or whoever is more comfortable like with that, because I know that it is very irregular and it varies. So if you want to touch on that.
Okay, the spillover is commonly X4 in positions 1 and 2. In some cases where the upline is in recycle or the upline's upline is in recycle, then this spillover will go to the next person who is qualified to receive. So it might go down, it might go left, it might go right. It's not fixed.
Okay, so it happens only the recycle happens. And
yes,
in between,
it only happens in the X4 position 1, 2, and 6. So if it happens that your upline is also in recycle, then this will go to either left, right, or down.
Hello.
oh, okay,
Great.
got it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Jonas, I can hear you now.
Oh, please. My phone has a problem here.
Yeah, you had a question.
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
May I do my question now?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, first of all, I want to congratulate everyone here. And well, if you see in the Alexa, okay, I think the third country, it's Brazil. But the main site doesn't have a Portuguese language, okay? And the problem is we like do a lot of exercise here to build the team here in Brazil. And my question is for Lado, if it's possible, he just put the Portuguese language in the website, please.
Yes, of course, we will work with it. We need to find someone who will translate.
Oh, I have a teacher. I have a teacher. I can talk later with you, and then we can translate, okay?
Okay, it's write me about it, please.
Sure, I definitely will.
Telegram.
Okay, sure, definitely in Telegram. Okay, thank you, Lado.
Is this Victor? Is he next in line?
Next one is Joshua Pasturi. I'm muting now. Joshua, go ahead.
Yes. How are you guys?
Doing good, man. Thank you.
Nice to hear you guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much, the presenter. Thank you so much, Lado, for the inputs. I raised the question when one of our colleagues came with an idea that upgrading of a slot should be done automatically. That can't be done. You know, smart contract means no intervention of any human activities. So if you allow that, it means Lado now or the creator, it will reach a state that he will own our fund, and that's not the core point of creating that software. The software was created only to to back up the crowdfunding. So I don't agree with that.
Yeah, and they're not going to do the automatic upgrading. It will stay the way that it is.
Yeah, we have to be different. You know, most of us we are being scammed a lot, and we are tired of being scammed. So getting this is like a golden opportunity that has never happened in the world. So let's use this opportunity. That's my advice. This is the best opportunity ever, because most of the companies came when they scammed a lot of money. Now, if we change the vision that was created at the beginning, we are going to destroy it. So let's hold everything what has been set up. This is the best opportunity. Trust me, I've been into different companies. We have lost a lot of money there. So this is the best one. Even if you do one-to-one to somebody, someone is saying, wow, where was it? Why didn't I meet this before? I lost my money in company.
Yeah, where has Forsage been all our lives? Tell me about it.
Forsage is the best, man. Best, I'm telling you. Trust me.
Yeah, man, well, thank you, man. We really appreciate the positive words and advice.
Lado, thank you so much, Lado. I still welcome you in Tanzania. Once the corona issue goes away, man, you have to come to Tanzania. East Africa.
I love to travel.
Okay, we are still pushing it, Adi. Pardon,
after many years, for myself, it is I looked for something like this project.
Yeah, for sure. You are
Nobody
the best. Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, thanks, Joshua.
Okay.
Okay, I got one more question. Jonas, you want to ask again another question?
No, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm just saying I'm very happy, very happy to share to everybody this opportunity, and I'm gonna say very thankful for Lado and everybody working here. Thank you so much.
Okay, hey, that's awesome, man. Thank you. Likewise.
There was somebody asking on the chat about a Chinese version for Malaysia. Well, the Chinese version is in the works. I'm actually going to prepare a presentation for this one, but it's not yet done. The website Chinese page is yet working on, so that one maybe Lado can speak on that one about the Chinese skin for the website.
Lado, any timelines? We put him on the spot.
Yeah. Somebody from Malaysia, Victor, was asking about a Chinese language interface for the website. I'm working on a presentation for this one, but the website one.
The answer is same. I already said about Portuguese, so the same. Of course, Chinese is one of the most important languages.
Mm.
Okay. I have managed to
someone who will do it for us. We already
I can do it actually. But I can do it actually. If you want me to, I can do it for you. But I did check something on the website. If you use Google Translate and install the extension into your Chrome browser, you can actually view the Forsage website in any of the languages you want temporarily.
Right. Anyone can individually do that, you're saying?
Yeah. And if you install the Google Translate extension into Chrome, when you view the website, you can actually view it in your native language.
Yeah, could you actually, is there a link that you could throw in the chat box?
Yeah, it's just like an extension like MetaMask. You go to Google Translate and then you install the extension for it into, let me just pull it up here. Let's see if any more questions. Dr. Amaka has another question. That you answered that while I look for the other link.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and ask next
Dr. Amaka, please go ahead.
Yeah, we found out that when you want to do registrations now, 0.05 it doesn't go through anymore.
What is that again now?
Yeah, 0.05 Ethereum doesn't go through anymore for registration. And something about that, because when you send the presentation to a prospect and then you say you want to do the registration and he's not able to do the registration with 0.05 Ethereum anymore.
It's very likely that they are doing something incorrectly, because of course we have thousands of people who are having no problem with having their referrals signed up. I mean, just as recently as today. So I'm not sure what problem that you're having, but we can try to resolve that perhaps on the side. If you do go to the on Telegram, Forsage, their official Telegram is the best place for you to get your technical questions answered. And we can even redirect you to an even more technical group. But yeah, I think that's just an individual issue that they're having.
Okay. Secondly, how are we going to get access to this video?
It will be recorded.
It will be recorded and it'll be uploaded to
the recording.
Yeah, it's being recorded and it'll be posted in the main Telegram chat. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Are there any more questions? We'll go ahead and wrap it up if there isn't.
Yeah, I posted the Google Translate extension on the group chat, so people need to do it. Just copy and paste that link and you can get the extension installed into your Chrome.
Okay, great. And Joshua, yeah, be sure that you take that note for the Portuguese community there that you were talking about in the meantime, until we can get the site translated in the way that it can be embedded into the site.
Okay, guys, listen up. The presentation is being recorded. The link will be posted onto the main Forsage group, so don't worry about it.
All right.
Guys, can I say something?
Sure,
yeah,
Victor.
Yeah, Victor from Malaysia. Yeah, warm greetings to everybody.
Apa kabar?
Kabar baik. Thank you very much. Warm greetings to everybody again. Lado, John, and our experienced crypto. Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. Right. Just now I mentioned about the Chinese language. You have answered my question, John. Very good. In fact, I requested it earlier. I understand the program has been on for only 2 months plus. I would like to ask a question on the user interface. Are we able to link to the blockchain with multiple user interface? Like what we used to do in P3D, yeah? Proof of weak hands and all those.
I remember proof of weak hands, that's for sure.
Yeah, so they have multiple user interface. Are we able to do that? In case one, like what happened this evening, you know, it was not functioning very well. We have
right, I know what you mean. Right. Like basically an alternate site in the meantime when something goes down. Now keep in mind that Lado, I guess, can speak on that. I've been, I guess, hounding him and bothering him a bit. Like, when's the interplanetary file systems going to be done? He's probably tired of me asking him. But so I know what you mean, right? To have like an alternate site that we can go to that is downgraded from the regular site, but you can also interact with it. I know what you mean.
All right, that's number one. Number two, just a curiosity. I mean, this is a fantastic program, yeah. How did you guys come up with the idea, and how long did it take? This is a fantastic program. I like to spread this.
Lado, you can answer question number two. Lado, I'll help you answer question number one.
Yeah, I do understand that you did do a contract earlier on after Million Money, isn't it? After Million Money.
There was Smart Way, but I think Smart Way. Well, I can let Lado speak on it. He's answered this question in an interview that I did with him once before.
All right.
I guess he can speak on it if he wants to right now. Lado?
Yes,
thank you, Lado.
For that.
Wait, say it again, Lado?
Okay, I can say again that the previous was Smart Way, right? We tried to find the way in Delta. The previous smart contracts, all of them are Delta. but they have one problem, you know, that when you start, it is very good. You earn many money if you working, right?
Yes.
But then your structure is growing, but nothing in your income. So it is problem of Delta, but we knew before about Matrix program that Matrix is this money machine, a real money machine, which is working very for long term. But it was very difficult to find the way for how to make code for Matrix. Delta is more easy code, more simple.
Yes. Thank you very much.
When we find the way how to do it, we did it.
I reckon you have actually solved many problems on the Matrix. You have solved. In fact, I couldn't find any fault with your program. It is fantastic. I've come across many smart contracts. This is one of the best, and I think I like to congratulate all of you. It's very exciting. Right, success greetings to everybody from Malaysia.
Okay, Victor, can I answer your first question? You asked about the multiple interfaces or multiple members. Alado, I'll try to help to answer your question because it's easier for me. At the moment now, the website Forsage is on a centralized web server or centralized system. So it's a one-to-one thing, and there's only one server actually taking care of all these affairs. But when they move to the interplanetary file system, then this will be distributed among millions of computers around the world. Then the outages and all this centralization will end. It will become fully decentralized. It won't be hacked. You won't be able to hack it. You won't be able to have the DDoS attacks and stuff like that. So this is something they are going forward on at the moment. Lado, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, everything correct.
Okay.
We do have an open source whereby users can also construct their own user interface to interact with your contract. Wouldn't it be so?
Actually, the current Forsage system has got an offline system where you can actually interface with it through MetaMask or Trust Wallet by putting some hex codes in to access it and upgrade your contracts and stuff like that, upgrade your levels. But the other one is going through the Forsage network, it is actually fully open source at the moment. It's just that moving it to the decentralized system on the IPFS is the best way to go, because then it makes it stable and everyone can access it all the time.
Okay, great. All right. Well, the question that you have not answered me, Lado. You have a great team, you have great mind. This is a genius plan. And what inspired you to come up with such a plan? It is fantastic. And how long did it take for your team to come up with this idea? This is actually solving a global problem.
How long it will work?
How long
were you working on this project to make it what it is today?
That's right.
How long will I make? It's a very difficult question because any ideas came maybe 1 year, maybe. This is a very long story because step by step you find one idea, then next idea, working, finding something in another projects, and then we start to work on this project in November, but we were not sure how we can do it. It was a very long story. So November till February. About
Fantastic. I salute you, Lado. You've got fantastic brain to come up with this idea. You solve all the problems that I have ever thought of in Matrix.
Yeah, we're all glad. We're all glad. I mean, people, are still yet to come who are going to be glad. It's a beautiful thing, no doubt about that.
We look forward to work closely with all of you. A great team. fantastic contract. Yes.
Hey,
Thank you
by the
from
way,
me.
a quick announcement for everyone that the contract has exceeded 4.5 million, if that still holds correct with the current value of Ethereum. So we have burst through the 4.5 million Ethereum paid out to members. So share that with all of your
It's
prospects.
only the beginning. I think it's.
Sorry?
It is only beginning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. No doubt about that, because I'm not quitting. That's for sure. I know there's a whole bunch of other people who are well above me that are not going to be quitting. So, yeah. Only just.
Yeah, we are seeing now right now about 36,000 enrollments, participants. I believe this will soon break through the million mark participants.
It's now 4.541 million.
On the transaction. On the transaction.
No, this one is on paid out profits total to the moment now. It's 4.541 million.
I'm talking about total users.
Total users is 36,136.
Yes, the next month will be 100,000 and a million.
Maybe they're adding about nearly 2,000 per day now.
Fantastic, fantastic. We are all very excited about it. Thank you very much, John and Lado.
You're welcome. Welcome.
Yes. I didn't get your name, brother. Experience Crypto.
Hey, it's Tomik. It's Tom. In fact, let me bring it up right quick. I'll show everyone so you guys can get a. So people are wondering how to spell your name. I don't know how to spell your name. So here's the name right here on the slider. You can see it on the bottom, bottom right for you. Yeah.
Tomik Plummer. Is that how you pronounce it?
Tomik Plummer.
All the way from. I'm actually based in Helsinki, but I'm American. I'm an expat living over here in Helsinki.
All right, cool. Cool.
Hey, but if that's it, we don't have any more questions. I don't want to hold everyone up. We definitely appreciate everyone making it out to the call and sharing your time, sharing your attention. And yeah, as Lado said, we're only just getting started. And I'm happy to be here at Ground Zero with all you guys.
Thank you very much. Let's hope to have more of these sessions as we go along. We invite.
Yeah, definitely. And again, this will be a reoccurring, at least until we do more, and we'll do them in different languages, of course. When Lado gets, people who are ready to take those positions of doing weekly reoccurring webinars, because as even Joshua said, there's a huge base of people in Brazil speaking Portuguese.
I do here in Brazil. Okay, I do.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm
There
here,
you go. Joshua.
I'm here.
Yeah, man. Lado just like
dear Jonas, present.
Oh, Jonas. I'm sorry, not Joshua. Jonas. My bad.
Jonas, right. Okay,
yeah.
okay, Tommy.
So yeah, I mean, again, we will do these reoccurring. I think we'll be doing another one for the marketing. I ran one last weekend. I'll do another one this weekend on Saturday at the same time, 8 o'clock. So just a heads up for those of you guys who are on the call. And yeah, we hope to do these multiple times per week. I'm doing them with my own power team as well. So yeah.
We have 2 more questions. Do you want to take them?
Sure. What are the questions? Let me look.
No, this is on the, I'm going to unmute. I'm going
to
unmute
sure.
someone called Gift.
Let's take another couple of calls.
Somebody called Gift, but I cannot unmute this person. Okay, go ahead, Gift.
Okay, I just wanted to ask if these figures that you guys are talking about, does they include in Africa the members who have already joined?
In Africa, we have got South African team leader. We've got the Nigerian, Botswana, Tanzania team leader. So it depends on, you can actually check up for them on the main group chat, ask for who is in Africa, and then they will reply.
Okay, in South Africa, yes, I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, we have got many teams globally.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Dr. Marker, you have a question?
Hello? Yeah, I was probably in the bathroom. On the toilet, maybe. Yeah.
Anyone that's got a question, please speak up.
Yeah, you still at work?
We got Kyle over here
Can you hear me?
on a phone call. Hey, but anyways, though, I think that's it. I'll go ahead and close it up here so we can let people get to their respective places that they need to be. And so once again, it was my pleasure. My name is Tomik, and I will be here for you guys all throughout the rest of our days here on Forsage, if Lado will allow me the opportunity.
Thank you so much, and thanks so much. Thank you for all. Thank you, Lado. Thank you, Tomis. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. My pleasure. All right, everyone. We'll see you guys very soon. Remember the Telegram, official Telegram, which is there in the chat. It also is on your dashboard. You can find it there as well. So be sure that you hop on by so we can get any of those questions answered that you might have we didn't get to cover here on the call. All right, over and out. Boom. See you guys soon.
See you.
Bye.